HamTech, welcome to my channel. Let's look at the President Randy 3 CB and the Thunderpole TX CB. What's the key difference? I would say really it's just the price, because this is about £105 delivered in the UK. This, you'll probably get one for around £190 if you shop around. The next notable thing is the display is colour, and you can change the colours on the Randy 3. Hold down that, go to colour, press, and there you go, change colours. The other main difference I would say is that to put this one into export mode, so it receives and transmits on more frequencies, you do have to take 5 screws off the back. You take the battery cover and battery out, 5 screws off. The front just comes away, and there's 2 white wires that you cut, and then you're in export mode. Where this one, to put it into export mode, you just turn it off, PTT Vox, turn on, and you've got these different tables that you can select. And in the UK, we just use number 1, and it just will revert to, default back to its screen. Now remember, only do what you're allowed to do in your country, of course. So let's just talk about the speaker sound. Now in this shack, I'm not going to get much activity. One thing I will say is there is activity on CB. CB is not dead. I mean, it's not what it was in the 80s when everyone was using it. But when it was like that, people didn't like it. Yeah, you have to go out and find the activity. Or if you might have a small group of friends in your town that are near you, and then you can chat away to them. You're going to need an external antenna if you chat from home. Otherwise, you get out and about and get a Maggie mount on your car, drive off, get on a hill, drive somewhere, and there's activity. And there is, if you buy a CB that's SSB as well, and you go on a hill, there's activity. A lot of, the conditions at the moment on 10, 11 meters is good. Not good all of the time. Good when it does, when it kicks in. So it's very hard to choose between these two, because there's such a big price difference. Because one is basically half the price of the other. I feel like the President Randy, that the audio sounds nicer, but it doesn't mean that the TX, the Thunderpole, isn't nice. Let's get the squelch down. It's actually quite a tough one, isn't it? Squelch, you just press squelch there. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. And it's really hard to do a test when they're so close. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. So let's just go through the front panel controls. You've got mode button here on the Randy. You can change mode, and when you're in export mode, you can actually change the bands. See the A button appear there, and you have the alpha frequencies as well appear. Then we've got filter, monitor button, which turns off the squelch, channels up and down, F selections there, CT CSS, and yes, after the modification, this one will do a shift for a repeater. Scan, just press scan, look. Hold it down, you get dual watch. And then you've got your emergency and Vox. That's the basics really. PTT, high-low power, squelch up and down. Just here, hold them both for auto squelch. I'm finding that the Bofang mic doesn't work in this. I think you have to get a proper, proper President microphone to work in that one. Back over to the Thunderpole TX. Now, oh yeah, there's another key difference. The antenna, and I have got an adapter here. The antenna on the President is what they call a TNC. I've bought this at BNC, TNC to BNC antenna adapter, and they're only a couple of pounds. It's not a big problem. If anything, the antenna connector is probably better with TNC. It feels like a very good connection compared to BNC, which we've got here, BNC connector on the Thunderpole. Squelch, press squelch, and then you just go up, press it again, you've done your squelch. There are 5 menus on this, so we go menu. The first one is the button beeps, press menu again, Vox, menu again, that's your Roger beep. They both have Roger beep, by the way. Press menu again, and then you've got high or low power, which you've also got on the side. And menu again, let's have a look now. You're back to the button beeps. So, bottom button is your squelch off, that's your monitor button. Pretty sure you've got on, yeah, there it is there on the Randy, it's here. That's squelch off. Yeah, inside my shack, it's just so much interference. But as soon as I go out in the garden, I can hear stations from Russia, Spain, Italy. You know, I mean, they're not always on AM/FM, but you can still hear them. Channel up and down. 9 and 19. Shortcuts. I'm pretty sure you can set. You can set it on definitely on one of them. You can set which is 9, which is the backup channel. Dual watch you definitely can set on both. Hold down. The President Randy does have a torch. If you hold it down, it starts to flash. You can cycle and it actually tells you what it's doing just here. Flash, fast, SOS, and fixed. Hold it down again and it stops. And it's quite a bright torch. They both got LEDs, green, LED there, green and red. Like so. You hold down the mode button. You can go through all the different Euro countries. Keep it on the UK. And here, keep it on the UK. I've got a disc cone antenna outside. I've got a long wire. In my loft, I've actually got a 10 meter, it's a budget 10 meter sort of silver rod type antenna, if you remember them. Very long antenna. I'm pretty sure it's quarter wave. See the microphone hole here and here. Batteries. On the on the President, there's a screw at the back, and then it just flaps open. Not going to open it now, but it just flaps. It's on a hinge. That one. On the, let's have a look here. Yeah, there's a screw on the. Let me just take that off a minute. Take the screw off, and then they've both got lithium batteries. You can get a drop-in charger for the President Randy. I don't think you... Is there a drop-in charger for the Thunderpole TX? I don't think there is, but they both have these car kits where you get the SO239 and the cigarette lighter adapter, and they tend to plug into the bottom. This is the Thunderpole one, and then we've got one for the Randy as well. And they're really good actually, because it allows you to easily connect your Maggie mount without having to put adapters on, and you can power it easily with your cigarette lighter, which most cars tend to have. So yeah, I think that's a big plus on these devices. That's the sort of car kit for the Randy, and you also get just this piece with a mains plug-in on it. Let me just find that. There it is there. That's for the President. And so that's fine. Oh, but the nice thing is the President definitely does have a drop-in charger, and they're about £20. And like I said, I got the adapter. So I think that's it overall. You know, like I said with CB, you're not going to buy one and sit at home with a coffee and chat to people and lots of activity. I know we can do that with ham radio. We've got hotspots, and 70 centimeters signal travels way better, you know, within properties etc. than the CB does. You have to get out and about, and you have to look for the activity, but when you get it, it's fun and it's interesting. Yes, the etiquette is completely different on a CB than it is on ham radio, because there's different rules. So thanks for watching my YouTube channel, and let me know which one you've got. Virtually every ham I know has got a CB, so that's why there's still lots and lots of shops selling CBs. 7 free, all the best.